on that ground, you could say those parents are not worthy to be parents because some of them cannot even care for these children, even if they have the right or the ability to procreate. But nobody has the right to tell somebody else that you must or you should stop. The world is there. We've not even been able to cover the world. Looking at Port River State alone, there's still some forests people have not been able to get into, by the way. And people die by the second. You know.
But see, we've hit 8,000 globally. Okay. 8 billion. 8 billion. I beg your pardon. We've hit 8 billion globally. And it goes beyond, you know, the people who would clamor for things like this are looking beyond the land space. I mean, if there is no land, I'm sure real estate companies will stop advertising. Come and buy 10 plots here for XYZ. I'm just saying, we're talking about scarce resources. I said I was going to go to the market today. And for every time I try to visit the market, I am afraid because...
I share your sentiment. I'm a mother, for heaven's
sake. 20,000 could buy me.
I told myself at a point recently that if I have to be young again, I would not have kids. Looking at not just the price of things in the market, looking at the morality that children are facing, looking at the lack of parental care because of pursuit of want and all that. There's too much madness in the world today that I don't want my children to see. So I would choose not to have kids. Again, that's what I told myself recently. Looking at the world, forget the money. Even if the money is there, you can go to the market, buy them like that. How about the violence, the immorality, everything that's going on? Children are going through a lot. Your earlier conversation is even in relation to this. Certain parents are they're not worthy enough to care for children. How can you discourage your child or pump your child for coming second, and you want a proper parental upbringing? And it's been going down certain generations. If you're not able to step back and unlearn what you've been given as a child, you end up passing it generation, and then that's where we are today. So that's why I said, to an extent, I understand where they're coming from, but that's not going to change the narrative. That's the truth.
Okay, talking about genetics, like you mentioned earlier, I'm trying to remember her name now. She's a famous American actress. If you've seen the movie Salt, Angelina Jolie, yeah, that's her name. So Angelina Jolie discovered that she was at risk of having breast cancer. This was because generations before her, as well as some of her other female relatives, were at some point diagnosed with breast cancer. So with that information, I think she underwent surgery to take off her you know what she did, right? Take off her breast. So I think that takes care of genetics. At the point of discovery, if you discover that there is something that can be passed from one generation to the other and you stand the risks, there are medical interventions solving all of that. So if that's what they're going to bring as an argument...
That's if you can afford it.
Oh, okay. So affording it is another thing.
Not everybody can afford it.
I see.
Remember that procedure, how much it costs. Even in Nigeria, how can you even afford it? You need to travel out, see all the processes and the I don't know, the mental stress and everything you have to go through. So if you think you can afford it, yeah, and the child, you can actually go, okay, there are medical sciences now where you can actually change certain patterns in your genetics just to become a better person, which, of course, I would always say that what is not natural is not natural because you don't know the future side effects of what those super beings will become. Let's work with what's there. If I know I come from a heritage of cancerous family, females or males, prostate cancer, kidney failure, BP, and all that. I'm talking about very life-threatening illnesses that will give children something to worry about. Nowadays, you see kids with glasses. I'm talking about the Coca-Cola bottle kind of glasses, at the age of 2, because it's in the family. Both parents have that. You know that child is suffering, right? That child is going through what that child is going through because both parents ignored what is necessary for the sake of love, and they want to have kids at the expense of that child. So I'm not saying, once again, that it's wrong. I'm supporting the people, but I'm saying it's a personal decision.
A personal decision.
But
all right, then.
You said one of them actually sued the parents. That one I don't understand. But
one of them sued the parents for giving birth to. So why did you bring me to this world?
That one is not, for me, that's inconsequential. But imagine me coming to the world and I'm suffering from severe limb. You've seen a child who's wearing her heart, an artificial heart out of her body. I don't know if you
I have seen. I have actually seen. Yeah.
Now, as a child growing up with all those surgeries upon surgeries at such tender age, how do you think that child will grow up looking at parents if they come to the knowledge that both parents could be the reason why I'm going through this? Such a child could want to sue a parent for that. But, like I said again, it's an individual decision.
All right. Thank you so much, Patience. Thank you.
I sent you a message on Messenger, if you remember.
Yeah, I do remember.
Okay, then have a good day.
You too. Is choosing not to have children selfish? I brought you to this world. You say you will not give me grandchildren. Hey. So me that brought you to this world, I don't have sense. Or your mates that are reproducing, they don't have sense. And you are telling me that you do not want to have children. In this Nigeria, you just got married. And 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, you're telling me that the reason why you do not want to have children is not because you cannot have children. It is solely because you do not want to have children. You see it as morally wrong to bring children into this world. Hence, you are deciding, you and your partner, you're deciding not to have children. And not only making that decision for yourself, you're trying to make other people take the decision as you have. Is it a selfish thing to do? Daniel from Woji, welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Daniel.
Daniel, welcome.
Okay, about the topic, what I have to say, sometimes like this, we humans, the present generation humans, we feel that maybe we are the most intelligent humans that ever lived. But I have my doubts. Now, when things like this happen, what do? We are mammals, we are animals. You look at other animals. How do they behave in nature, naturally? The animals in the bush, how do they behave? Do they choose not to have children? Do they choose to have children? Sometimes we argue about homosexuality. Is it your right? Is it not your right? Look at other animals in the bush. Are they homosexual? You see, just like I said before, the present generation of humans, feel we know everything. No, I am not sure we know everything. This issue of choosing not to have kids, well, it's your right, but also it on other people, it doesn't make sense. You cannot be more intelligent than everybody in the world, and as well more intelligent than all the animals in the bush. They are having kids naturally. They are not even married. They are not doing part. Someone said that the primary reason for marriage is companionship. No. Or other animals, are they married for companionship? a lion will colonize one colony of females, impregnate all the lions. But
Daniel, we are not animals. We are human beings.
We are animals.
We're human beings.
We are animals. It's just that we are intelligent animals. But if we think our intelligence, we are taking it too far. For instance, I was arguing with a professor. I was trying to. I read a paper that said that cattle, that is nama cattle, it's humans that make cattle to convert grass to meat. That is why cattle cannot grow on its own in the bush, in the wild. Humans before genetically modified some animals and brought it to what we know today as cattle.
I see.
For the sole purpose of converting grass to meat. So the cattle should keep eating grass and keep producing meat for us. But we are doubting it. Now, take any number and go and put in the bush. It will not survive. That's just the thing. We should, this generation should just take it easy with this, our intelligence. We don't know too much.
Okay, so Daniel believes we are animals. Me, I am a human being. I am not an animal. Okay, let's hear from Michael. Hi, Michael, from Rumokrushi. Michael, welcome to the sunny side.
Yeah, thank you. This is Michael calling from Rumokrushi.
Yeah, Michael, welcome.
In my opinion, it's a personal decision whether or not to give birth to children. For those who decide they won't have children on their own, I think they are doing the world a favor in a way.
I see.
I think the population, our growing population in the world, is contributing to climate change and our lack of resources. So they are doing the world a favor. As for those who compare humans to animals, well, we are not animals. We are actually more intelligent than animals. We cannot just keep reproducing left and right and center. The world that it is today is not the world that it is when Adam and Eve were created and were told to go into the world and multiply. If we keep multiplying, there's going to be issues. So it's a personal decision, and it's someone's choice if he or she wants to give birth or not. Thank you. That's my take.
Okay, it's a personal decision. It's their choice. But is that decision selfish? Think of the several people who usually would I say, benefit from the reproduction process. So let's look at a family. The family will usually start with one man and one woman. We'll call them mother and father. Now, mother and father will give birth to maybe 2 or 3 children. And then there'll be siblings. One of the siblings will go and get married to a man or a woman. And there will be in-laws. You know, the marriage will bring in another family into this family. That's why we have in-laws. And at the end of the day, when a child is born, that child becomes a child, first of all, to the parents, a grandchild to the grandparents. The grandparents, that's the mother and father of the wife, the mother and father of the husband. That child will be either a niece or a nephew to the siblings. Who else tends to benefit from this equation, really? The child will become a brother or a sister to his siblings. Who else? Does the larger society tend to benefit in any way? Yeah, the birth of a child, does it benefit the larger society? And I'm saying the larger society because it's usually the society that will start asking questions. Why have they not reproduced yet? What are they waiting for? Womb Watchers Association of Nigeria will start saying, but they married 2 years ago. They even remember the people's anniversary, the couple's anniversary, more than the couple. So they married 3 years ago. Why are they not married? Why haven't they gotten children yet? So let's look at these persons that will benefit directly, that should be more concerned. The grandparents, the siblings. What exactly does the child do for them? The child brings joy to the home, they say. You know, the grandparents are happy that they have grandchildren. Oh, Baba yo, baby, don't cry. You know, and they call, how is my grandchild doing? How is my granddaughter doing? But at the end of the day, what direct benefit? Apart from the title, I have a grandchild. I have a child. I have a niece. I have a nephew. What other benefits does this child bring to that home? Okay, let's say for the siblings, they have someone to send errands, you know. Go and buy something for me. And they say that at old age, this child will start taking care of the parents and the grandparents. So this is to be a good child, grow up right, become successful. But if this child from the family says, I don't want all of these things, bringing any child to be a child to anybody. I'm not bringing any child to be a nephew or a niece to anybody. I'm not bringing any child to be a child to me or my husband, my wife. Maybe seen as selfish. It's not because they cannot. This is because they don't want. Let's hear from Evans in Gritali. Hi, Evans. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Denise.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
All right. For me, I think, I don't know, I think it's selfishness.
Okay.
Selfishness in the sense that I believe we are, I don't know, they say too much of something is not good. And I think for me, that decision as having too much kids is not good, and not having kids at all, deciding not to have kids at all. For me, I think it's not just selfish, but it is abusing your decision. Because I see no reason why somebody will choose not to have kids, no matter what could be behind the scene. I don't know if the decision is okay or is what you and your husband decide to do. But then, the other way around, yes, you choose not to have kids. That's okay. But passing it through your kids or telling your kids not to have children or seeing it as a right, that is you going an extra mile. So for me, I think if you feel that you don't want to have kids, not that you can't have kids, but you don't want to have kids. For me, it's selfishness, just because you're not just abusing your right, but you're abusing your decision, because too much of something is not good.
All right, thank you, Evans. Let's hear from Israel. Hi, Israel. Good afternoon. Welcome to the sunny side.
Yeah, good afternoon, madam. I'm Israel from Etio.
Israel from Etio, go ahead.
What I've said is totally selfishness. In the situation whereby you are meant to marry and have children, and you say you are not going to marry in order for you not to have children, is that not selfishness?
Well, some of them actually get married, but they get married to people who share the same views as they do. We are going to get married, but we're not going to have kids. Agreed, let's marry. If you say you want kids, I'm not going to get married to you.
But if that is the case, why would they get married? It's not to marry at all.
Well, a caller said marriage is mainly for companionship. Children are just an addition to the equation. So if it's for companionship, children are not really necessary.
Are these really Christians?
Oh, well, it goes beyond. Not everybody is a Christian. I'm sure you know that by now. We have several religions all over the world.
In other organ of the Christianity or other occult?
You do know that not everybody is a Christian, right?
I know, not everybody is Christian.
Yeah.
But when they see other children, and for example, if they see other children, how would they think about it?
Well, let me shock you. Can I shock Israel? Can I shock you?
Shock me, yeah.
One of the participants of this movement, Thomas, is 29 years old. He lives in the east of England. He's actually thinking of blowing up the world. Like, human beings should go extinct. Let us all go. Let us all leave this world. So whether he sees another child, it doesn't move him. He feels the world should come to an end. Let us all go extinct. What are we living on this world for?
Okay, but let me ask you a question. How did these people come to the world?
Well, yeah, they came into the world via their parents.
Parents. If their parents did not born there, how would they be in the world?
Well, some of them do not wish to be born. They wish their parents did not give birth to them. Yeah, very true talk. Said, I want to blow up the world. Can we let's just go, let our species let's go extinct. Okay, and this didn't start today. I mean, this idea dates back to ancient Greece. But recently, it's been given a huge boost by social media. And they're scattered all over the world and have a variety of reasons for their beliefs. Concerns about genetic inheritance, not wanting children to suffer, the concept of consent, and worries about overpopulation and the environment. But if there is one thing they are united in, it's in their desire to stop human procreation. Nobody should give birth. I wouldn't give birth. You shouldn't give birth. Kingsley from Igrita, welcome to the sunny side.
Thank you, Tini. The issue you're discussing right now is really an interesting one, but I don't really think it's really rational to want to decide not to have children. But on the second thought, I see that people get married for different purposes. Some people marry for the sake of children. Some people marry for the sake of companionship. while others also marry, to fulfill human righteousness and to have more responsiveness to their personality. Because, like this part of the world, if you're not married, people will see you as irresponsible. So that's different reasons why some people marry. No, everybody is entitled to his own decision and opinion. And for whoever that gets married, I believe one of the fruits of marriage is the child or children. So if you have wife or husband, you need to have the children. So that's my own personal opinion, what I think about this issue.
All right. Thank you, Kingsley from Igrita. Joseph from Eliozo, welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Okay, I just called to inform us something. Truly, the world is not overpopulated. There is research that has shown that the entire 8 billion people can be accommodated in one state in the US. So it is actually the population distribution that is not even. For instance, in Australia, 90% of Australians live in about 10% of the land mass of Australia. 63% of Chinese live in about 20% of the land mass of China. So the world is not overpopulated. It is the distribution of humans that is not balanced.
Okay.
That's just what I want to correct.
All right, thank you, Joseph. Engineer Furum Henry on Facebook says, good afternoon. The idea for any human not to have children on the earth, I think such decision is so disgraceful to whoever they think of it. I want to shake a table, but I'm very skeptical about doing so because that will lead us to another aspect of this conversation entirely. When we have reverend fathers and sisters, yes, you know what I'm talking about, the nuns and the reverend fathers that have decided not to marry. What does that also mean? No children. Some families in Nigeria will never hear that their child wants to become a reverend father or that their daughter wants to become a reverend sister. Because if you say you want to sell yourself out to the work of God in that regard, it means you're not going to have a child. It means you're not going to be married. Imagine an only child is coming to tell the mother or father, I want to be a reverend sister. I want to be a reverend father. Say something is wrong with you. So as I brought you to this world now, you don't want to bring another person to this world, Abi? Then there is also the other part of it that says, okay, so now if you don't have a child, when you grow old, who will take care of you? Think about it. So the reverend fathers and reverend sisters are not anti-natalists. No. Theirs is for a different reason altogether. They want to be holy, sacred, cut out, and, sanctified for the Lord's work. So that was their decision. And today, every one of us, before now, we used to not, it didn't make sense when someone from our family wanted to be a reverend father or reverend sister. Now, we are glad to be associated with them. My sister is a reverend sister. I say, wow. My son is a reverend father. Or say, your son is a reverend father. So, gradually, we have started accepting that decision to want to serve God in that light. Did Apostle Paul get married? No. Did he have children? No. But till tomorrow, a lot of us want to emulate him, right? A message on WhatsApp says, I think giving birth is personal. God said we should multiply, but he didn't say we must multiply. He didn't fault John the Baptist for not multiplying. Some of the reasons I actually go along with, like passing back genetics to the next generation, the only reason I don't buy into is that of not wanting to spoil their body shape. The bottom line is, as far as they don't try to persuade others to go along with them, it's okay by me. Dave, send that in. Can I squeeze in one final call before we go? Nigerian. Turn up your radio set, please.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome.
Welcome. My name is Pat, calling from Chuba.
Welcome. Go ahead.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay.
It is not a must idea. I don't think it's an idea of yes or no, good or bad to have children. But for the school of thought that they must not have children and fathers must not have children. Let's balance it. You are in the studio now making hosting this program. Assume your mother did not give birth to you. Will we have had the pleasure of such an intelligent being? There are many persons that have been given birth to that have added to the beauty of life. So if we didn't have such a one who was given birth to by a man and a woman, like the Wright brothers who invented the aeroplane, tell me how we would have been able to fly today.
All right.
The world will have been in the old stone age. So reproduction is as important and necessary as life itself.
All right. Thank you very much. And sadly, that brings us to the end of the Sunny Side today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I'll be back here Thursday, 12 noon to 3 p.m. on the Sunny Side. I think Constance Mega is going to fill in for me tomorrow on the Sunny Side. And follow us on all social media handles at Nigeria Info PH on all platforms. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at _Denise _Dennis DNISE _DENNIS. Do it. Stay safe and of course live right. Up next is Rivers Today at 3 and thereafter Hard Facts with Dayo and Lucia King. Adios.
You are tuned in to 92.3 Nigeria Info.
It's 3 o'clock.
From the nooks and crannies, matters arising.